Making lovable characters. Something that sounds relatively easy, but when you get down to actually crafting a character, it's a lot harder than you may think.
You have to make them feel real, have flaws, have a personality that pushes the story forward, have good physical characteristics.
And making them lovable to your audience, well, that's another level. But one of the shows that has some of the highest level of lovable characters has got to be Dandadan.
This show has one of the most insane, bizarre acid trips of a story I've ever seen. Let's do a quick rundown. Popular girl, loser boy meets. Pretty typical. Loser believes in aliens, popular girl believes in ghosts. Both disagree. This in turn spawns some of the most unpredictable sequence of events in anime history. Momo meets aliens, they try to sexually violate her, they fail. Ken meets Turbo Granny, she wants to gobble up his wiener, but kindly offers a titty suckle in return. She takes his peen away, a lot of stuff happens. He gets his dong back, Turbo Granny gets turned into a lucky cat. Everything goes back to normal. Until he's missing his 2 testicles. They go hunting for his testicles, it gets very dark in the middle, they then fight Godzilla, the sexual deviants, and a boxing mantis shrimp. They then go to a hot springs town, fight a giant worm and Sasuke.
Playtime is over.
I am free! After that, they fight a bobblehead version of Beethoven, Mozart, etc. They then fight this giant kaiju that is definitely not Godzilla again. I think this guy likes Godzilla. They get their asses beat until they figure out the only way to beat it is to turn their house into a giant massive mecha Buddha robot. The end. My point is that the plot is strange, you could say. And the biggest thing that makes this show so entertaining is the vast amount of lovable characters and character interactions. They have such an amazing character dynamics and a huge amount of funny moments happen because of this. This show also has some very unique properties that allow it to have such a lovable cast. One of them being the villains in this show are inhuman. The viewers don't really feel sympathy for them or connect to them unless the author wants them to, adding them to the list of lovable characters. What I'm kind of getting at is that the villains don't need to be a downer on things. The villains just progress the plot along without making you feel any strong emotions for them, allowing the center points to be the character interactions and building them up. That's of course not saying that all the villains don't have backstories. Of course we got the silky fucking ballerina lady, and then we also have the mantis shrimp. I'm more saying that either they're a lovable villain or they're a villain that doesn't really make the viewers feel a lot of things. Next, I just want to go down a list of all of the lovable characters in this show so far. We got Momo, of course. We have Ken, of course. Turbo Granny, Hot Grandma, Ira, Jin, Evil Eye, Momo's friends, Kinta, this Mentician fellow and his kid. And all of these characters weren't immediately lovable. Most of them, but not all of them. Jin, didn't love him at the very start, but quickly became one of my favorites to see on screen, especially after the introduction of Evil Eye.
At last I am free!
This little Mentician feller, at first, was nothing special, but then you find out he's a pretty chill guy. Kinta, this mecha-loving nerd, initially didn't love him, but again, quickly became a great addition to the show, and chef's kiss for having Bryce Papenbrook, voice of Inosuke, play him, does a fantastic job.
10-gallon wiener!
It's not exactly about the amount of lovable characters, but the quality of characters as well. The character development and most importantly, the character dynamic, which these characters have in spades.
Wiener?
What makes Dandadan such an amazing show is, of course, not just the characters. Has an amazing soundtrack, fantastic animation, and like I mentioned, an extremely bizarre story that leaves me guessing what's gonna happen next, but never getting it right. The author just always knows what I want to see. Even this love triangle thing going on, which I usually don't like, allows for some really fun, entertaining moments. Kind of scared because of the ending of season 2, but I have faith that the author shall continue on the course that he has been on so far. Crafting lovable characters is hard. It's hard, and Tatsuyuki Nobu, the creator, clearly has talent for it. Even after not having an extensive catalog of manga, he's still able to create such an amazing, cohesive cast of characters. I can't wait for season 3 and to see all the character progression and world building. That's it for now. Catch y'all later. Peace.